Hey, welcome back to Don't Run with Scissors. This is Kelly, your favorite Jeep driving lawyer, mom, twins, street crazy, rescue dogs, rescue cat, and 4 guinea pigs who likes to craft in her spare time, has gone back to school for an ASL, and is trying to train for Ironman. If you're new here, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. It sends me a message. It boosts my self-esteem and my serotonin, and really and truly, we could all use that. If you're returning, you already know the crazy you're in for. Please don't put me on doubles pace. You'll never understand what I have to say. But grab your drink of choice, sit on back, and let's have at it. Y'all, it has been a week, all week. But here we are, and we're taking a deep breath, and I only have one more final to go. Kids are done with school for the semester, so I have my principles of ASL, or principles of interpreting tonight. It's a lot of ethics questions based on the 7 tenets that the RID has given us under the Code of Conduct. Class is a little bit of a struggle for me, but not much, and it's a little bit of a struggle because I have to mesh lawyer ethics and standards with interpreter standards, and they don't always go together. But last week, let's see, we did some more classes, but we also went up to the Michigan School of the Deaf to watch their version of the Nutcracker, which really was Nutcracker. It's a long name. It was so cute, y'all. It was totally not what any of us expected. Think of more of an adaptation of elementary school kids. It was so flippin' cute, though, and we had such a great night that I cannot wait to go back for more. I ended up sitting, the kids went with me. They had a great time. One of the teachers there that was helping with the performance was the teacher who came, or the guest who came into my ASL class over the summer. And turns out we were sitting in front of her mom and her aunt. And we were talking, and so just in case you don't know, in the deaf community, it is considered very rude to voice when there is a deaf person in the room. So obviously we're at the Michigan School of the Deaf. We're signing. So I signed the entire conversation with her mom and her aunt. It was so cool. I was bouncing off the walls. It was so cute. So that was a great just night. It was a learning night, but it was also a night off, and it was I had a great time. I had an absolute fantastic time. I am going to they did record it. They asked that we not record it. I did bend the rules. Okay, I broke the rules. I just flat out broke the rule. And I did record a couple snippets to share with a classmate who was supposed to be able to come but ended up sick and couldn't go. I'm going to see about how we can view what they taped so that maybe we can share it, or if it isn't someplace that's online, like maybe they uploaded it to YouTube. I don't know. But I am going to make it a point to try and find that so that I can share that with you guys because, again, so cute. So cute. I actually bought the t-shirt, which is now in the laundry because I have worn the t-shirt. So, it also made me realize that even as a 51-year-old who's learning ASL, I am nowhere near as fluent as some of these children who are in the 3rd grade, maybe. Nope. Not even close. Eye opener. I ended up finishing the semester. I had to log all my hours as of this morning today at noon. I have calculated all of my hours for observation hours, and I am carrying over observation hour. Excuse my paper. It is like disaster zone here. I have written down in a notebook. Here we go. I am carrying over almost 15 and a half hours of, I take that back. I'm carrying over like 5 hours of observation, just over 5 hours, like 5.5 hours to next semester. So that's good. And I am carrying over almost 30 hours of interactive hours. Guess who by the time, and then I have a couple modules that I'm going to do during break that will count. I will basically be done with my hours going into the semester. So the other thing that I did last night is I sat down and I realized that I have read, as of last night, I've read 181 books this year. Well, they're all audio books. Don't get it like totally excited. That's how I do things, multitasking. I have also, if you count all of the project bags and t-shirts that I have done iron-ons for in my projects, completed 89 of them. And I have finished 12 classes with a 3.5, over a 3.5 GPA for the year. So yay me. Was there a lot of things on my goal list that aren't going to get done? Absolutely. But the one that is, and makes it okay, is because I promised myself that I was going to operate with forgiveness towards me. And part of that is realizing that I'm not a superhero. I'm not. I know some people think I am. I'm not. So I think the goal was to show myself grace. And part of that is saying not everything's going to get done. Could I have paid for a vacation to go to like Florida for Christmas? Yeah, if I didn't have to buy a new Jeep. But that happened. So sometimes it just works out that way. Does it suck? Sure, I would have loved to been in Florida right now. Or leaving because there's snow on the ground here in Michigan. But it's not going to happen right now. Does that mean it's not going to happen in 2 months? I don't know. I hope, because that would be February, and I don't really like February, so it would be nice to get away, but we'll see. Did I also count on having to adopting a cat this year? No. And with that came added bills and responsibilities. So again, like, things happen. I also didn't expect to be on IV antibiotics for over a week, but we are done with that too. And that medicine did some really nasty things to the rest of me. So we just got to kind of work through all of those side effects. And the infection in my leg looks like it has turned the corner and is getting much better. There's still a little bit of pickiness, so we're going to keep an eye on it, and hopefully we won't have to go back on more meds. But a lot of the swelling is gone. I noticed this morning when I took Bean to class, and I walked in, my breathing is getting a little bit better. So it feels like maybe we're getting better. So let's talk about stitching. Have I been able to stitch? Yes. Did I complete my last goal yet? No. Do I need to get my button gear because it's 10 days or finish it? I know it's not going to get finished in 10 days or in less than 10 days because we're not that far into it. I have decided, so we've talked about this. It says Lady of the Flag. I have decided I'm just going to keep going and adjust the errors. I'm just going to keep going on the one that I'm working on. I may restitch her in a different color conversion later, but for right now, we're just going to keep going on the white conversion with the other thing, and we're just going to adjust as need be. But it's not done, and tomorrow is the 20th. So if I start working on it even tomorrow or Wednesday and work on it consecutively for even a couple stitches a day, I can still meet this goal and get a blackout. What's my prize for getting a blackout? No clue. No clue. Because it's not like I haven't, like I bought things that I've needed or wanted along the way. So I don't know. Okay. So we'll see. So there's that. Okay. So speaking of things that have come in, I would show you my Christmas cards, but holy moly, I have a stack about this high, and I'm not even joking, of Christmas cards that have come in. Y'all, that's more Christmas cards that I have gotten in eons. Um, and I don't object. I love it. Like it is, they've come in at times where I've really kind of needed that extra spirit. So, but one of the other packages that came in, and you'll have to forgive me because some of the stuff I've already used, but my Stitching Pals gift came in. He's so cute, you all. So Pam had me, and she's been great. We've been emailing, which has totally been fun. She made me this. How cute is that? That is a chicken wearing a Santa hat, and I am all about it. Seriously. And her finish is perfection. Yeah. How cute is that? We all know how I feel about animals. And animals wearing clothing just bring extra joy to my heart. I don't know why. I don't know when that started. I don't know. But ask Bobby. Like, I get a kick out of animals. Or animals doing like weird things, like an ostrich pulling Santa's sleigh. Do I have that pattern? Yes. Yes, I do believe I do own that pattern. So, yeah. So, hello. Cannot wait to put up the tree. All of the boxes have been brought in, but the tree is not up. That is on my agenda tomorrow evening. With that, she also sent me this gorgeous mermaid. I think that Pam is telling me that I need to have a beach themed tree in my life. I think, I think she's so pretty. She also sent me some fabric. It is 18 count ivory by Swagger, and I already have a project for it, so loving that. What else? I got a Yankee Candle air freshener for Elmo and some body gel for my shower, and it smelled lovely. I, there was more. It was like the box that never ended. There just kept being more and more presents in there to unwrap. And she wrapped up each envelope, like each little thing. Girl, I threw my shit all in one thing. I don't even know that I wrapped my secret Santa stuff now that, like, in years past. I think I just put some tissue in the box. I'm, look, I am low maintenance in a lot of ways, and that is wonderful. Okay, so the other thing that came in the mail is my overdyed flosses for Christmas morning with the conversion. I ordered them from Garon Stitchery, and they came super, super fast. They're shipping, now I know that right now they're in the process of selling their place and moving, so they're shipping maybe a little bit longer than what I experienced, but like unbelievably fast. Okay, so here are the called for, and they're rather dark, which I'm not opposed to. These are the two that Gary changed his Santas to. And I have to admit, I kind of like the brighter red. But I'm not opposed to either. Like, I don't know. The other thing is I think that these are, at least for my dilats, they're too close. I mean, they're virtually like the same. And I think I like a little bit more contrasting. So I will likely use these two and bank these into my floss stash. And then I, I did splurge. Okay, and y'all, tell me why the hell, why would I spend, okay, this is whitewash. It's white. There's no variegation in it. Why did I spend the extra money? I have a huge cone of DMC Blanc. Why? Somebody slap me upside the head next time I go to do this and buy this. Because these make sense to me. There's a beautiful set of variegation in them. Even the, now that I'm looking at it, I don't even know that I would order the black again. It's mascara. Is it beautiful? Yeah. Can I tell any variegation in it from the black DMC comb? No. So live and learn, and that's okay. And when I was there, I was looking around because that's what I do. And I fell in love with this. I haven't seen anybody else stitching this. So I don't know if this is new, if this is old. I don't know. I fell in love with it, and I just saw it the other day, and it jumped promptly into my cart. It says it's from 2021, but how come I haven't seen anybody stitch this? I mean, seriously, it's Santa and Santa's sleigh in the sky, and Santa is reading a book amongst the houses, and the colors are just beautiful. And it's not like it's the same house, like just they're three very distinct houses, different houses. I can't wait to stitch this. And you know my affection with Santa Claus and my grandpa. And so yeah, this is just, it had to be, it had to be. Okay, so here's the, let's see, what else did I buy? I bought the donkey biscornu from Tiny Modernist. Duh, why can't I read today? Counting is hard. I'm in the middle of finals. I've got a bunch of court stuff going on. Okay, I bought the, because I can't find the donkey pattern anywhere else. And my friend's favorite Christmas song is Dominic the Donkey. And rather than stressing about charting anything, because, yes, I found the Tiny Modernist biscornu, which wasn't that expensive of a pattern. And that is the donkey. And I'm just going to color convert his little flowers so that they look more like maybe poinsettias. And that will be a cute little ornament, and hopefully it's not going to get done this year for this Christmas, not in time to hang on a tree for Christmas. But I'm going to just start, I'm going to add a little bit more to my plate, because why not, with my plans for next year, because I haven't, we'll talk about that. So yeah, so I bought the donkey because everybody needs a donkey. Okay, but here's the other one that I got, and this is super cool. So if you go to Yasmin Made with Love, she has a floss tube and an Instagram. She is a designer. She's Polish, and her accent is beautiful. She lives in England, though. She started running several years ago, and she got pulled as a fundraiser charity spot for the London Marathon. So she is raising money for, is it MedCap? It is a program that helps disabled youth and adults. So right up my alley. You got me there, girl. You got me there. I saw this pattern and was like, yes, please. First of all, you're running for a great organization. Second of all, you throw out this chart that is gorgeous. Now, that said, I am going to do a color conversion based on the threads that I have versus what she charted it for, and mostly because I want it a little bit brighter, but the colors she picked are gorgeous, and I haven't picked my colors yet, so just stop. It's like, I don't know. But, and it says, inclusion is the key to growth. Enough said, right? So this is the pattern that I'm going to put this on. but it will be different colors. I don't know what colors yet. But I love that. I know that I'm going to include a lot of blue. Blue is the color for deaf awareness. So what I may do is pick like oranges for MS. So I may pick some of those types of colors, like awareness colors, and make my flowers those colors. But please go support Yasmin if you can. I will try to remember to link her down below and do all the things. The other thing that I know that we're going to start soon, Tina is going to do I call it the do-re-mi patterns. And I don't remember who they're by. Silver Creek Samplers is who they're by. And they spell like, it's a series of patterns, and I think everyone is like 2, so you get do and re together. Mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. So there's four sets in the pattern. I have them. They're on my, I need to make them, and I'm going to pull similar colors to the Jan Hicks conversion, which is on her blog, and do those. So do re mi. The Sound of Music, which is where the song comes from, was on ABC last night, because today is Monday the 19th. It was on last night. Tina and her mom are stitching them, and they were stitching them. They started them when they watched the movie. Now, I was busy studying and being sick from the antibiotic and the last dose and all that fun stuff. So I asked Tina if she would do a replay of the evening after, like, sometime during my Christmas break. She said, absolutely, we will. Just need to let her know. And we're going to sell those. I don't know what her hashtag is. I don't remember. But yeah, for somebody who was trying to whittle down and finish things, sure as heck I'm starting a whole lot of shit. I don't know. Okay, so all of that to say, I actually did get stitching done. I took the same project with me to my infusion every day. And all I can tell you is I would go in and I would have this great plan for the day because I had all this energy. I was feeling good. And I would leave an hour or sometimes a little less later, and I would just want to vomit and sleep. And it was like, it was bad. The other thing, just an FYI, because I did do a deep dive research on this issue and found several AMA, which is the American Medical Association, journal articles and whatnot. Did you guys know that a lot of antibiotics will cause depression and anxiety? Did anybody ever hear that from their doctor to be aware of? Because I didn't. But I walked out of one of the infusions one day and all I could do was cry. Like, I had tears, no reason why. I wasn't sad. I wasn't upset. And that is why I was like, what the heck is going on? So yeah. So there's my FYI for you, because, that's what I do here. I share. So, okay. So this is not the project I took. This is my Menorah by Satsuma Street. This is my first time stitching a Satsuma Street. And I have been stitching Peace and Light. It is on Aquarius from Be Stitch Me. It is a 28 count opal even weave. Lugana linen. It's a linen. It's something. It's linen. It's actually really nice. It's not floppy. It may look it. So I am still back working on the flower, on the first flower. So happy Hanukkah. I am going to make it a point, like tonight, after my exam to stitch a bit on it for Hanukkah. I think tonight is actually the second night of Hanukkah. I'm trying. So you will continue to see that as we've talked about. And again, it's in one of my really fancy project bags. Okay. So then the last part of the 4-week sale, which I am way behind on because it's a sale and that's how I sell things. I get way behind on them and then I catch them up after everybody's done, and somebody might be that's just the way we do it. Okay, the only one I finished on time, and that's because there was no time frame for it, was my 3 small words that I sold with Janet Jabber. I think that's the only sale I've ever finished on time. But this is the 4-week part. 4-week part. Well, it is 4 weeks. Is it 4 weeks? I don't know. It's a 4-part sale from Historic Stickmeister. I don't know if so they will after. So the last part dropped yesterday, and so like after next week you'll be able to buy all 4 parts together. So I did get working on it. I even worked on it a little bit this morning while Bella was taking her final exam. So that was cool. Is this going to be done by this Sunday? Nope. 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 Am I sure of that? Yes, yes I am. It won't be done. I can tell you that right now. Okay, so let's see. I don't know if I showed you this last week. Thankfully, the new part hasn't dropped. The last part hasn't dropped yet, so technically, we're not totally behind on this, but don't judge me. That's Under the Sea SAL by Frosted Pumpkin, which is so cute. Can I just show you? Like, and then it's got, like, what is that? Is that, like, I have no idea if that's my highlighter. No idea. It stays in its bag. Well, it didn't stay in its bag. It did come out, so I don't know. I don't know what I got on it. But if worst comes worst, I can frame it out of there. Look. See, you can't even tell. Okay. I've stayed reasonably up to date. Only because my one Whips Be Gone project was to get up to date. So, as you guys know, I still have the coral to put down here, and then the final border will be out soon. Sometime this week. I think on Friday. How cute is that? So cute. I do love it. I don't know why I keep getting behind on it, except for the fact that by the time you get it, like the motifs are so little, the color sections are so little that by the time, like, there's no way to get into a rhythm with it. You're just, I feel like I'm constantly changing colors. Okay, so what did I really work on though? So as most of you know, I have been working on the Marine Corps emblem. That I am stitching for a friend's husband. This pattern is old, y'all, and it is showing its age in my stash because it's, I don't know. It has still got the, like, I can't even really show you where it's like almost written symbols but not quite written symbols kind of thing. Okay, so this pattern has been my nemesis, as you guys know. Okay, and I thought it had come to good terms with me and that we were friends. The pattern has decided to not be my friend, and I spent probably as much time frogging stuff as stitching and then restitching, or what feels like that. Okay, so I'll show you my working copy. That'll be easier because I can fold it and bend it, and that I can't. Okay, so we've been working away on the middle red eagle thing, right? And the person I'm stitching it for, there's an urgency. There is an urgency to get this done so that he can have it before, God forbid, something should happen. Okay. So I have been very diligent of focusing on this project. It is my project I took to the doctor. It is my project I try to carry with me, like if I'm sitting someplace, because, and I like, this weekend I made it a point, because I wasn't feeling good from all of the infusions, because I even had to go in over the weekend, that I took this and I really focused, and I sat here, and as much as I could, I just kept plugging away at it. And I didn't quite make my weekend goal, and that's okay, because I still got a buttload done. Okay. Okay, so see this right here? That's a symbol of a color. Okay, that's one of the yellows. Okay. See that? They look really, really close, right? But they are totally different. And me, not realizing, stitch them in the yellow. No, 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 my friends. No. No. It's back stitching. Excuse me. So I had to unstitch all of that. Really, pattern designer, you couldn't have come up with a different symbol to stick there? There's only like 6 colors in this whole piece. You only had 6 colors and you did that to me? Really? So really what the difference is, you'll appreciate this. This pattern, like, thank goodness for working copies. Okay, so, see it there? The only difference is when it's back stitch, it's a little thicker. Really? You couldn't have stuck a star there when I'm supposed to stitch that color? Couldn't have put a triangle there. Couldn't have put anything else. So, okay. So, I am frantically trying to get this done. I'm likely going to have to frame it myself. Because our framers around here take forever and they're super expensive. But, so my idea was, there is a method to my madness. Okay, so I still have to do the top of the anchor because that's what this is really. My thought is that if I could go around and figure out where, like, outline the eagle so I could do the back stitching up in here, and then the anchor. Okay, there's a lot of back stitching and just open space in here, so my thought is if I could outline it so that I could go ahead and do in the back stitching and then just absent-mindedly fill in the red, I'd be all right. So that is the method to my why my stitching looks so kind of crazy. But we're getting there. It looks awesome. Like when I look at it, but then I look at it and I go, oh, there's still so much to do. So my ideal situation is that it would be done by the first of the year or shortly thereafter, like by the end of this break from classes, so that I can take a deep breath and frame it and get it over to its recipient. And that is why little things like ornaments aren't going to happen. What I may do, okay, so going back to my plans, because everybody's talking about plans. Will I do a whip parade? Probably. Probably. But I'm not going to promise it unless there's like, do you guys really want to see my whips? Like all of them? There's like 50. I'm not kidding. There's like 50 of them. What I'm thinking maybe better use of time for both of us is that I will do a mini whip parade of what my goals and plans are. Like these are focus pieces for my 12 for 12 on New Year's Eve, or 12 by 12, and then what are my whip go focuses, because there's like 5 of those and those are different than those 12, because that's half of my whips anyways, or right around half of my whips. So maybe we'll do it that way, because you really want to see a piece that I haven't stitched on very much this year, or at all, like that doesn't serve a purpose, like I don't know. So let me know what you want me to do and I'll do it. How about that? Okay, so we all know my whip go board for next year. See, it's all ready. 10 days on each of the projects. There are 6. What do we figure out? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 8 projects on here. There are 8 projects. Each time it's called, it gets 10 days. Be it 10 stitches or 1,000 stitches, it gets 10 days worth of work. Okay, that takes up 20 days. 3 of those nights, I know right now I already have class. At least for this winter semester. So January through April or May. Okay. One of the other things that I'm going to focus on doing is sewing. So y'all are going to see some sewing. The blocks to my Sylvia's bridal quilt, which is the focus by the focus author that Whip Warriors, I think is what they've changed the names to. It was No New Starts. Now I think they're Whip Warriors. Their focus author is Jennifer Chavarini. So I'm going to work on that sewing project each month. My goal is honestly 2 to 4 squares every month for that quilt. If I did two squares every month, that would be 24 more squares on top of, I think I have like 10 of them done. There are 64 in this quilt. That's a huge chunk done. That's way more than I have done. Now, if I can get more, great. But I'm not. I'm going to try and not stress myself out, because my hope is that after Christmas, I'm going to give myself a little bit more resting before that we can start kind of swim, bike, run again, because I really miss working out. So I don't want to overtax my schedule and stress myself out. And I think that if I go at the idea of 2 blocks, shouldn't take me that long to do. I have the patterns. So we have that. We have the whip go goals. And then I have my playing card that I'm going to pull each week. And as long as it gets a couple stitches, but here's the thing. I'm not going to, like, Marine Corps Emblem is in this pile. And so is Be Grateful, which we know I just finished the other day. I'm going to leave them in there. So those weeks that card is pulled, I will either do an extra sewing square, or I will stitch an ornament that I will use as a gift for next Christmas. Or, which I would really like to have a lot of like little gifts like that. Or I will FFO something that is in my basket of finished stitching, but not FFO'd. The other thing that I would like to do is I would like to actually submit photos to Fortnite Fabrics online cross stitch fair, county fair, like the Fortnite extravaganza. There are several categories. I know one of them is Halloween, so I'm going to submit my little Halloween one that I just FFO'd not long ago. After Halloween, but we won't talk about that. I was thinking for sampler my 3 small words. I really like my 3 small words and all the adaptations, so I think that one might go there. For patriotic, ideally the Marine Corps emblem will go in there. I don't know. I'm trying to think of things that I have either that I'm very close to finishing. Like, I don't want to start another project just to enter something. Like, that doesn't make no. But if I have something that's close to being finished that I can fit into a category, then okay. So that's kind of my goal. I have to take pictures, obviously, or better pictures, because some of them I don't have them. So, but hey, it's free to enter. If you think about it, I'll link Fortnite Fabrics down below as well, so you can try to pull up the right video and link that one where you can find out about it if you'd like to join in the fun. But yeah, so I mean, there's a lot on my plate still for next year. Then the other idea was, like, somebody in my Jeep Girls group was talking about trying to find like a curated box of Jeep Girl stuff each month of, like, you know, be it a t-shirt or whatever. And so I'm trying to work that out in my head too, like how could I fit that in, because, you know, why not add in more, like, I don't need it. So we'll see. I was thinking, even if I did, like, offered one like every other month, that might work. Oh, the only other thing is, okay, so William still hasn't found the flosses in the bag to his French horn, so I have not been able to work on that, even though it's on my whip thing. One of the other patterns that I was missing, I did find in my, like, it was filed away in a weird spot. It was, I shouldn't say it was in a weird spot. It was in a spot that it should have been had I not started this new filing system, if that makes sense. Anyways, I found it. And I think after I finish my menorah, this actually is going to probably be the one I start. And it is by Burdhouse Stitchery, but it's B-U-R-D, Burdhouse Stitchery. I forget who I found this pattern. They showed it. It might have been Rebel Stitcher. I don't know. But it says, in Hebrew, it will be okay. And I just think that's really fitting. So that will be the next one I do. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna do the color it calls for Merlot and Michael's Navy from Weeks Dye Works. There is a DMC conversion. I unfortunately am not familiar enough with the Jewish faith or in Hebrew to know if those colors are significant, or if I changed them, that would be a bad thing. So if you are familiar and can offer some color advice, I would appreciate that, because I don't want to stitch this in trying to be respectful and the fact that I love this pattern and I love the sentiment, and mess it up with stitching it in bad color. So let me know. So But that won't be started until my menorah is done, which I will work on a little bit every night during Hanukkah, but my main focus is still going to be on Marine Corps emblem. And getting Lady of the Flag. It's a good thing, like, the courts are kind of on Scala's cruise. Although I have a couple things to submit to court this week before we go on vacation. The week between Christmas and New Year, it has to be really bad to get a hearing like that week, because there's nobody at the courthouse. So, but it's a great time to have people served, because yeah. So that's kind of where we're at. I already have my books for next semester. We're ready to go. We just have to pass this exam tonight, and yeah, which we shouldn't have any problems. So, with that, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna upload this. I'm gonna grab something to eat, and then I'm going to head to class, because we're having a review before class, and I will take advantage of that. So, with that, I will see you next week on Monday, the day after Christmas. So please have a wonderful Hanukkah, a safe and wonderful Christmas if you celebrate. May everybody stay healthy, happy, and safe. Yeah, and then we'll kick into Kwanzaa the day after Christmas. I don't have a Kwanzaa pattern. I mean, I own a Kwanzaa pattern, but I don't have one stitched together, or that I'm stitching out. So confused. I need somebody to organize my life, because I'm feeling like pulled in a milk, like, and I'm doing it to myself, like, and I think that's what a lot of us do, is we want to do everything, but the reality is that we can't do everything, and then we go through the guilt because we want to do everything and we can't, and we should be able to, but we can't. So may you show yourself some grace. Again, stay healthy and safe. I'm extending happy holidays to everyone, and we will see you next week. And next week I will at least show you my 12 for 12 and where we're starting from. So and we'll go from there. And like I said, I hope I have Marine Corps emblem done. Fingers crossed. So yeah, have fun. You can always reach out to me. His Princess Kelly on Instagram is probably the easiest way. We'll talk there.